Alright, so I'm pretty sure nobody's here, but I finally have some content. So here we have Fonzie, where I have no idea is from, and we have Matrix, our Protoss player. Personally, I like Protoss more, so I'm just gonna follow the Protoss around. Low ground pylon, no, normal. Um, I can't believe just how bad it is so that the Zerg can actually make workers. Like, 12 supply isn't enough. Oh, actually, it's not going to be a hatchery. It's actually going to be a gas, and then probably a pool. So this is going to be a slightly aggressive build from Fonzie. It's not too aggressive because you have a lot of workers behind this, but Magic's just going to scout that it's an early pool. He already sees the timing of that pool, and he's going to know that he might want a low ground gate and have a Stargate up here, but it's not too much to worry about. But since he did see the gas, he did see the gas timing, so he's gonna know that it's gonna have some kind of baneling or speed follow up. It could possibly be roaches, but I don't think he believes it's gonna be roaches. He does have a little bit of bad mining where 3 workers are on one patch. Actually, that kind of helped him because now his workers are gonna be spread out and gonna have more efficient mining. No link speed currently yet. He has 100 gas now, and used that 150 minerals to make a queen. He's gonna go for a zealot on the low ground. I don't think I hate it. I don't think I love it either, though. Good delay on these links with the probe going around. He's gonna lose the probe, but does he scout the roach warren? He does scout the roach warren, but maybe he didn't click on it. So he's gonna know that he's gonna want a Stargate with void rays. Fonzie is supply blocked somehow. I think he did gastric, probably. Means that he can get one more worker out. This Zealot and Stalker are just gonna push back the links. There's no interest in here right now. It's the link speed and roaches. I don't really like. Oh, he canceled the roach one. I didn't see he canceled the roach one. I don't think this. I think Matrix is probably far ahead. We'll see that if he actually goes for the Stargate, which I don't see any reason why he shouldn't go for the Stargate. Zealot with a link kill. That's one more link kill than Fonzie can afford, really. But gosh darn Zergs. They feel like they just need to cheese, just because they can't fight the Protoss ball. If they would actually learn how to play Protoss late game, maybe they could. Oh, so it's not going to be a Stargate. It's going to be a Robo Gateway. So, it can't be an Immortal push, because there's not enough, not enough gateways to have, like, your Zealots or Sentries. So, I predict it's probably just going to be some light Adept Harass with a Warp Prism. Here's the extra gateway now. An extra pylon for the eventual supply block. Fonzie going for a third base with his Roach Warren. Why not just finish that earlier? Would have been the same thing. Maybe he got the Immortal just because he thinks the Roaches are still coming. Which is technically true, but they're not coming in the same way as like a 2-minute Roach Warren. So the Immortal first is kind of unnecessary. Or maybe it is unnecessary and I'm just an idiot. Actually kind of fine creep spread. Creep spread, of course, is really important for Zerg. It allows you to have both vision and speed. In RTS, vision is like really, really important. Being able to know where your opponent's armies are, or where they aren't are for that matter. Like if they push out at a timing that's like it's like unexpected, you can actually be prepared for that push out and not take too much damage. Even though as Zerg you should like be making 1 round drones, 1 round army, which is the perfect balance. 2 round drones is a little bit too greedy, kinda, with your larva. But I'm not a Zerg player, so maybe I'm just wrong. Oh, okay, so it is going to be a Century Immortal all-in. I don't think that's enough. I think Matrix just gonna fall on his head here, and we're gonna be quickly going into a game 2. Actually, is this lower bracket or higher bracket? I can't remember. Going for melee. I think that's a good call. You just need a lot of links. 31 links is actually a lot of links. That's a lot. Of course, it's not gonna be worth it because the melee speed is gonna finish after this battle finishes. Lost over 20 links. I don't know how many roaches it lost because I didn't look at that count. And Magic's basically lost 0 stalkers. I'm just gonna try to kill these things. The sentries currently have no force fields, but that's just a lot of stalkers. Wow, that is a lot. What was them? Unnecessary micro. He can actually shade these adepts into the main and try to create distractions there. There's no game. The only upgrade Protoss has here is Warp Gate, which is what's keeping this push alive. If this Warpism dies, then it's kind of game over, but Fonzie is down 20 army supply. Alright, I'm not sure if there's going to be a game 2, because I don't remember what the bracket looks like. So yes, this Fonzie and Matrix is a best of 3, so I'm gonna get invited to game 2 very soon. And I'm gonna see if there's anyone actually watching. No, there's nobody watching. Actually, wait. Are you watching? Or is it just a lie? Is it a fantasy? Users in chat. Let's see here. Oh, I have had people in here. Just left, or is this not correct? I don't know. Please chat if you're here. Say something spooky, like cheese. Very spooky number. Alright, Metrics and Fonzie. Gonna be going on soon. I don't know if Fonzie and Matrix are in a voice chat or something, to where they can tell if someone's going or ready. Because they didn't ask if it was ready, and that's pretty bad manners, honestly. We'll see if Fonzie does another cheese. I bet that Fonzie isn't going to do another cheese, because the last one flipped on his head. You know I love cheesing as Zerg? Because I can just fake a hatchery, and the Protoss will always believe it. I used to do that against my series with Alpha. Like the other I of course am the real Alpha, but there's like a South African Alpha, and I would play Zerg versus Protoss all the time. I think this Protoss is actually better than mine now. Like my Zerg was like 3-2 on Europe, so I have a pretty decent. That is of course a 16 hatch. Gas at a normal timing, and Matrix sees no trickery. Trickamadoos. Oh yeah, I forgot about this button. It's a cool button. Should be used in a professional scenario. Normal hatchery and gas timing. And Matrix is probably going to go for that expand before Cybercore. We'll see the Cybercore shortly, and then he's going to make a worker, and then he's going to get his own gas. All good stuff. That's an interesting place for the Cybercore. Does that fit? I'm not sure. I don't have the build pattern. That might. Matrix is a far better Protoss than mine. The Protoss not harassing, trying to steal minerals kind of upsets me. Because why wouldn't you do it? If you have the free time anyway, why wouldn't you do that? Orb gate and this Adept is chronoed. So what this means is they're not going to have enough energy to chrono workers. They're going to have one chrono on workers and then another chrono on this Adept. Okay, why would you chrono an Adept if you're not going to chrono the other Adept? Maybe just forgot chrono, because if you're going to chrono one Adept, you might as well use the other chrono to make workers. He has his one chrono just stocked up, which isn't very good, but I'm not going to be too upset about it. Of course, there is going to be a Stargate finishing up soon. This is probably going to be for an Oracle. The Oracle, of course, very good for scouting. It also threatens to have worker damage, and Fonzie hasn't put the spores up yet, which she doesn't need to do that for another 10 seconds. Yeah, here we go. Blind battery, even though he hasn't seen that many lings, you don't usually put a battery up if there's too little lings. I, of course, have perfect vision, though, and as a Protoss, you don't want to fall for any tricks, which is what Zergs always do against Protoss. They always have these tricks where they try to max out on, like, Roach Hydra. Even though it's not good, it's difficult to defend if you're not like, at the highest level. Very good worker pool. Actually gonna have no workers killed. One worker killed, but one worker is not worth 3 deaths. Still, actually, if the Oracle died there, it would have been a super bad trade for Protoss. Of course, because the Adepts are dead, Zerg can send the Lings over to try to kill this Nexus. Of course, Protoss isn't going to have the money for weapons because he's spending money too fast. Ooh, actually, this is really bad. The hatchery, the Nexus isn't going to go down by a lot of time, and 3 workers were killed, meaning that there's an equal worker count. Because Zerg naturally can build workers faster because there's a third base and Zerg has the inject command. Zerg can build way more workers than Protoss can. Well, just a tiny bit faster. Protoss is chrono. Fonzie's been mining gas this entire time and hasn't fully saturated the main with minerals, which is where you probably should saturate it. Proxy pylon. Okay. So what we're going to see here is an explosion in gateways. About 6 gateways. is where you want at 3 base, and probably gonna have a sort of all-in kind of thing. Probably doesn't want to build stalkers just yet, to not give tips away, but the Forged Twilight is kind of a giveaway. Of course, Fonzie hasn't seen the
Your
Forged
forces
Twilight.
are under attack.
Therefore, Fonzie has no idea. He sees the extra gateways, but that's kind of normal for any kind of playstyle. If it's charged, then you still want gateways. I'm not sure what the standard is at this MMR, but I know that almost every level loves Blink Stalkers, just because it's so good. Let's see how many gateways we're on. So we're on 2 with 5 more on the way. So it's going to be 7 gates. No, it's going to be 8 gates. Which is pretty much just the most all-in you can be at 3 bases. At least with Protoss and Stalkers. +1 ground weapons is going to finish up pretty soon. And the Blink Stalkers are already being warped in. There's not too many Blink Stalkers, so he's gonna have to wait for a few more weapons. Has this been scouted? Oh, it hasn't been scouted yet. Oh, that's actually pretty vital. Oh, he's expanding. With a macro hatchery in the main base. Of course, now the stalkers have been scouted, so roaches have been built, but he's going melee upgrades and he's building roaches. That's not very good. He's going melee upgrade level 2. No, you need to spend that gas on other stuff. Oh, this attack is completely catching me observed off guard. I always need to, I need to start mixing in oracles with my this is actually really good damage. Both the stasis ward and the fact that they have damage beams that can't be hit. This is a really bad trade for Zeus. That's so bad. Lings are on the way. Lings, of course, do have their +1 attack. So they're going to be very good against these stalkers, but are they going to be good against zealots? They're a +1, so therefore they can 2-shot with Lings. Nope, never mind. There's an armor upgrade. I was confused as to why they didn't jump. I have no idea who's winning. Surge bleeds up in army supply, but that's because more stuff is on the way. Protoss needs to warp in pretty soon. But Protoss is instead expanding. No, you can't have a push that does nothing to expand a couple of back of it. Protoss needs something that can last a long time, which is like a robo unit. This is why you usually have Velocity and Mortals for these kind of pushes, because they're pretty tanky and they do a lot of damage. Instead, he's going for another gateway intensive unit, the Templar Archives. This is probably going to be for Archons. There might be Storm Weapons, but armor doesn't really matter for PvZ. It's helpful, but you would rather have your armor from a second kind of forge. Now Fonzie, of course, seeing how as observers we can see that there is I can't math, a 50 army supply. Fonzie can just go all in. There's a little bit run by, but it doesn't matter. There's a lot of army. You know what? This is the only army. There are 6 stalkers, 1 zealot, and 2 oracles. 1 oracle went down with the attack. There's just a lot of Zerg and not a whole lot of Protoss. The oracles are out of inventory, and Fonzie's gonna take this match. Yeah, I think that's pretty safe to say. There's no way Protoss can recover from this. Too much of a commitment on an attack that didn't have any backup. Warp into time. It looked like an attack that Protoss was kind of strong with, but I guess Zerg made units at the right time, and there weren't a lot of pre-built in Protoss, so that there could be more stuff. This third base is going to go down. The shield battery is out of energy. Can I play this game too quick? No. There's not enough energy on the orb. And Stalker's getting surrounded. We're gonna see GG anytime. The Void Ray isn't gonna have enough damage for a second. There's no upgrades, and there's two melee to what's this upgrade called? Two cannonballs. Workers are now gonna start going down. And there's only a Void Ray alive. Why Protoss is still in this game, I don't know. The Protoss should be leaving now. This base was just like not the thing that needed to happen. Yeah, it's Archon's gonna get surrounded. There we go. Probably should have left. It doesn't matter. The game still comes to 1-1 in the end, where Fonzie has one win and Matrix has one. I'm kind of secretly rooting for the Protoss. I think if Zerg tries to cheese again, Protoss will probably win. Matrix is actually pretty strong when getting cheesed. I've seen a lot of Protoss just struggle. Hey, Rusty. You're from North America, the American team, right? In Nation Wars, the Diamond Nation Wars. Fonzie cheese last game. So that's why we kind of had this game here, where Matrix tried to all in, because that's what he thought was gonna be great. We'll see what the brackets look like here. Casimir playing 11. It's Zerg versus Zerg. I really want Matrix to win. Actually, Matrix can lose and then play 11 down here. I'm not sure if Casimir will actually win, but I just don't want to cast EVZ. Ship Dutch won against the Old Lady. And Zach won against Gum Gum. I don't know who those two people are. Can't believe Matrix is still only still down here playing with these guys. Oh, Rusty, I found a new way to kind of introduce players. So there's a hotkey with this setup that lets me go like this, right? In the top corner, it's Fonzie. And in the bottom corner, playing for GDAT, it's Matrix. Whoa, so cool. It doesn't sound stupid in any way whatsoever. It's not cringe. No, it's nothing. I can't freaking figure out what this is. Okay, there we go. So stupid. I would not be a professional caster. Or maybe I will be, because that's the only thing I'm good at this game. Zerg taking the third base. So this is where Protoss really wants to double chrono adepts. And what's this thing? Not this thing is not a lot going on. Protoss does lose a worker. This doesn't really matter in my games. It's just not important. Pool going down the fine time. Do I need to get my phone just to watch chat at the same time? Because I do kind of want to talk to a person. I'm going to go crazy. Where the heck did my phone go? Oh, it's my phone is in my pocket. That's fun. I've always had those days. Let's see here. Where's my Twitch? So I can watch chat at the same time. Not a whole lot is going on. Oh, I have 4 viewers now? That's awesome. That's great. I wonder who is watching me. How do I have not done this before. Right. How do I look at who's watching me? Please? Can I see? Can I see who's watching me? Chat? No, that's who followed me. Does it matter? How much does it matter? First adept is chronode. Second adept should be on the way. I guess not a lot of gas mining. Second adept should be chronode, where the third base, or the second base is at the third. This worker is actually very expensive right now, because he's not going to get the scout off to see if there's a roach warren, and the worker's going to die anyway. So all he knows right now is that drones are made at the second base. Actually, kind of nice kill. But losing 2 workers is very expensive. And the adept. Alright, now time to go back here, since the action is gone. Oh, did 2 other workers go down? Or was that the 2 workers from last time? Imagine how much more powerful this would have been, where the adept... Oh my god, the adepts are just gonna go right past it. I think that was an accidental finish, but it's an accidental finish that's gonna save his life. Okay, so Matrix is kind of behind now. Both of his adepts are dead. And his Oracle has already been suspected. He already saw the spores being made. Just to reconfirm, yeah, he saw the spores. The creep spread is going to start now. Or creep should probably be placed over here. But the creep spread is going to get started. Protoss should have started the additional tech instead of the second Oracle. I don't think it really matters in the end, just as long as the secondary tech goes up. Roach Warren being placed down now. This is just like a safety Roach Warren. You actually don't want to make roaches right now. And Forge Twilight, so it's going to go into full stuff in this game. Let me see if I can find who's in the chat right now. By the way, if you're in the chat, please say something so I know who's actually here. This is actually roll call right now, because I want to stop messing around and actually be able to talk to people. Like, I don't cast because I want to watch StarCraft games. I want to cast because I want to be famous. Yes, there's Rusty Shacky. Rusty Shacky, my love. Love of my life. Macro Hatch and Hatch at the 4th base. And Matrix should be going for 4th base himself. Do these oracles have any kills? This oracle doesn't have any kills. 13 drones on the way, which is totally valid. I still want to see who's in my stream currently. can't find it on my app. Maybe I need to... Oh, I can do this. I can go right here and open... Nope, it didn't work. I guess I should just like go back to casting the game for real now. These roaches are gonna start being necessary. I like the fourth base instead of the push out. The Templar Archives and the fact that they're skipping the Robo entirely kind of upsets me. Because they're trying to play the hero style right now, but the hero style still needs an observer. You can still use disruptors in this army comp. If Protoss would use disruptors in this army comp, it'd be way better. The gateways, like, these gateways, they're for making sure that army doesn't come in here, but they're also used for warping in things. But you don't really want to warp in things right now. You want to make units that can actually fight, because mass roaches, which 19 isn't, is like on the fine line between mass roaches and just defensive roaches. Actually, this pilot is actually kind of exposed right now. We're gonna have a fight here at some point. It still upsets me how Matrix is just abstaining from making robotics bay units. If he's not gonna make robotics bay units, he's gonna have to realize that he's gonna need to transition into Sky Toss soon, because as you're fighting this like very ground army, lurkers become very important. Because lurkers can actually fight Protoss ground army. Finally, the Robo is going to be on the way. And we're going to have a Zerg push out. This Zerg needs to stop wasting time. It's like moving around as if I want to catch the Zerg. I want to catch the Protoss army. I'm not sure. I think this is an F2 error move. I'm not sure. Have a look at this from either point of view. The situation is kind of complicated where Zerg is just fighting really inefficiently, and the Zerg should realize that they need to transition to lurkers after seeing this army, because storms kind of semi-counter lurkers, but they just don't do enough damage. You have to have 2 storms in order to kill a lurker. Or wait, was it 3 storms? I don't remember the math, but wow, that was a really bad trade for Zerg. The Zerg units aren't even attacking the Adept. Zerg does breakthrough to the 4th base. Rather, it's like killing the gateway, but too much army here. That was a really bad engagement from the Zerg. Meanwhile, the Zerg isn't transitioning into lurkers. Got the infestation pit, but I didn't say that, because why would I say that? But isn't transitioning into hive, which is the whole point of getting infestation pit. Can't remember what is the units lost tab. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, that's almost a perfect game. Besides losing the Wars, the Protoss has played a perfect game. The Zealots and the Adepts don't really matter. The gateways don't really matter. The 4 workers kind of matter, but otherwise no workers are found down in this game. Like, not a significant amount of workers. Protoss did go for a counterattack while the Zerg was moving out. The Protoss is probably going to get cleaned up here. The Protoss has too many storms compared to how much fighting armor there is. I don't know, not sure how many deaths it is. Oh my god, what the heck? Oh my god. That's too many workers to lose. That's funny. Everything else is saying no workers are gone down. Ah, but you see, that was a trick. Or like a casting tool, where I said no workers are going down. So notice, if workers go down at this point, I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm just a stupid idiot. I'm a stupid Protoss idiot. Don't listen to anything I say. Just enjoy the games. Which, by the way, this is one of the most entertaining Protoss versus Zergs matchups I've seen in a long time. So finally we have our Hydrogen. That's going to come up with our Wizard. Well, Hydrodens don't make lurkers immediately, but they're the first step. I don't know if it's more important to go for the base or the army. I would think the base is more important because there's no workers mining. But I guess having to spend the extra minerals just to rebuild it, the fact that you won't have your mining immediately, but Matrix is already banking supply. He doesn't really need mining all that much. It's nice to have mining, but he doesn't really need it at this point. What he needs, though, is disruptors. Storms aren't going to do the job themselves. You need something that's going to have consistent splash. Oh shit. I'm wrong. Or I'm not. Am I wrong or am I not? I don't know. Because those stalkers can just, kill those things. Oh. Wow, I think the game might get excited here. There's not enough larvae. It was going to be more important to go for the army here. That game got decided super quickly. Okay, so, it's F to seek forward. So this army, at this fight right here, Protoss decided to back away. So Zerg went for the base, of course, but by going for the base, Zerg got to... By going for the base, Protoss got to attack. So it would have been more important to kill the army while they were there, so that Zerg can make the reinforcements that's necessary. But Protoss wins, and therefore it's very possible we have a Protoss supply. Which I, of course, would love, because I hate casting ZVZ. It's probably one of the worst matchups in the game. Let's see here. Fonzie is eliminated into the lower bracket. Alright, I'll turn down my sounds. I think maybe my OBS might not be capturing as much. It might be my computer audio, because I keep my computer audio at 50. I'm not sure. Alright, we'll see how this is. Alright, we'll see if we are human here. Containing a notebook. I don't know what a notebook is. Never used one in my life. A notebook, of course, is a very human thing to do. But we'll see what the... Oh, look at that. My name is here. So I can watch me watch you. Oh no. Oh no, I better not do that. It's gonna confuse some people. Um, so we have Fonzie versus Casimir going on right now. So I'm gonna have to cast a ZVZ. Wonderful. The one thing I said I didn't want to cast is the one thing I'm gonna be casting right now. Oh, I love it. Oh, ZVZ. ZVZ is so emotionally confusing, and I don't know how to cast it because I don't know how to see battles. I don't know how to see overcommitment in ZVZ. Dragon Scales. Ooh, that's fun. Two Masters players. Do I need to do like the epic intros again? Or I just need to switch them out? Alright, alright. And at the top corner, the Zerg Fonzie. Oh, that's the fucking wrong one. The Zerg Fonzie. Playing with the red. I don't know. It's a beautiful intro. And at the bottom corner, we have the Zerg Casimir. Woo. With no EPT rank. With no points. Of course, Casimir. Going for the beloved 12 pool. So beloved. I love the 12 pool. I've never seen it work in ZVZ. Except when playing far worse players. And I'm pretty sure these guys are equal players. So already I'm going to be favoring Fonzie just a little bit. Also because Fonzie went through the upper bracket and Casimir was in the lower bracket for a while. But it is pretty impressive how Casimir went through the lower bracket almost all his life. 3 Zerglings. We'll see if it's a drone pool. Of course, drone pools got a little bit nerfed because Zergs can see throughout the creep. It used to be where drones can make spore crawlers right outside of the hatchery's vision. So no drone pool. Instead, it's going to be expand. So this is just a light pressure. I have never seen this work. In my extensive ZVZ knowledge that I totally hyped up earlier, I have never seen 12 pools where you go for a hatchery on the end work. But we'll see if Casimir can make it work. It is, of course, is it best of 3 or best of 1? I don't know. But instead of blue drone pooling, it's going to be the red drone pooling. I'm not going to even have names because that's honestly boring to say people by their names because I don't know these people. Oh, okay. How Fonzie got one more supply, I'm not sure, because you can't really do the extractor trick here. Casimir is actually up 4 workers right now. So maybe this is the first time I'm going to see this work. Casimir goes for a spine crawler, even though Fonzie's going to be making workers on the back of this. Maybe it's the right call. Maybe it is the right call. Because Fonzie's gonna be going for the 6 little Zerglings. But Casimir has queens, so what does it matter? What do you do with a sport collar? Do you like hang it out right here so that it defends the ramp? Do you turn it to the low ground? Yeah, he's gonna turn it to the low ground. Fonzie's going for a baneling nest. Where's the baneling nest? It's in the wall. I don't know how to predict what's gonna happen. I'm not a Zerg versus Zerg expert. I don't know which one of these guys is better than the others. I just know that. Wait, is this a? Oh, it's a defensive baneling nest. Never mind. We're gonna see red have just a lot more Zerglings than. But you can't possibly actually get any damage here. Like these banelings probably need to get cancelled because there's no way you can get damage here. I just like refuse to believe it. The spine crawlers here, Zerg can, like the blue Zerg can just pull away drones. And the Roach one is gonna get built back here. So, as I understand it, Fonzie is not all in, but he wants to get damage here. The spine crawler goes down, but the queens are holding at the ramp. This is the only thing that need to get done. Casimir is going to be waiting for the roach one so that they can make roaches. And that's a hold. Not game over hold, but a pretty big hold. The hatchery is pretty low, so the possible hatchery snipe, but mending is gonna heal that hatchery, and roaches have popped, so I expect an evolution chamber at the wall, just to prevent that surface area and have the roaches shoot just a little bit further. I think Casimir's gonna take it. That's too many roaches and too little lings. Are we gonna have a push out? Like eventually? No, we're gonna make drones. Because not enough gas. There are 3 oversaturated workers back here, which I absolutely hate seeing oversaturated workers. It just like hurts my brain. That's 4 workers. Hopefully he's gonna catch that soon. If he's not, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad that Zerg is just better than me. We're gonna go for missile attacks, which I honestly don't hate. Since with missile attacks, roaches 2-shot Zerglings. Right after the +1 is done, and Fonzie's going to go for a later +1, even though Casimir's up drones, so therefore he's going to be able to make more roaches. I don't know the magic number. Ooh, that might be a good surround. That might be a good surround. Any roach that's dead before this point is a good roach dead. But we're going to have 7 initial roaches, but there's not enough money. There's enough larvae, but there's not enough money to match the roaches. So if we look at the roach count, for blue it's going to be 16 roaches against 8 roaches. Who's going to win? I think it's going to be the 16 roaches. There are 12 lings with this, but the +1 attack and the +1 armor just kind of negate the Zergling from ever being useful in its life. Roach speed is also coming along the way. I forgot to mention that. It's not hugely important, it just makes reinforcements come faster. Lets you kill more retreating roaches, but in the fights it's not that important. So Casimir did make a Ravager. This is just so that the Overlords don't have perfect vision, I think. They can't perfectly kill Overlords, but they can get pretty close. Casimir has I can't math, a 10 supply lead, right? No, a 20 supply lead. Wait. Yeah, 20 supply lead and Quandary supply block. I could have just looked right here and it was a simple number, but these, yeah. It doesn't matter that they're both on the same upgrades. Workers are gonna get pulled. But this game is over. Casimir is going to become victorious over Fonzu. Somehow 10 workers went down over here, probably through a Ling run by. Yeah. Now we're gonna have our PvZ finals, or is it best of 3? I can't remember. It's been so long since I've been in this type. So it was a best of 1. So we're going to have Matrix versus Casimir as our low Masters finals. By the way, if you are watching this and not following, please do. I'm gonna check my phone instead of having you guys look at all my things. All you sneaky people trying to mimic my identity, know my secrets. You gonna help out in the yard? Matrix, if you are watching, it is time for you to play. You're probably playing. It's time for you to veto. I'm gonna have you over here. Oh, Richie! Hey, Richie. I wonder where this got shared, or if you just clicked on my stream in here. Also, please do share the stream with your friends and follow. Oh, yep. A friend. Hey, Fonzie. There's I guess this is the first time I've seen like a troll pool with a macro follow-up actually work, and I don't have enough CVZ knowledge to understand what went wrong with your defense. I think the Baneling follow-up was quite stupid, because I couldn't tell if it was for defense or offense, and it ended up being for offense, but your offense just didn't hit in time. It was nice that you got the spy, but I think that was the most extent that you probably could get with that push. The roach pickoff with your links was kind of good. You didn't get enough roaches though. Probably just okay, but introductions, which I am so professionally good at. Alright, in the bottom corner, we have Casimir playing with a Zerg. Okay. Alright, and at the top here, with my professional casting skills and my non-biased approach, because I love Protoss, it's Matrix. Matrix, going of course for the standard gateway gas. However, Casimir is going for an odd extractor trick expand, which looks like it's gonna be pool gas. I think 11 taught me a build that looks kind of like this. Although he did his extractor trick a little bit differently. 11 did the extractor trick a little bit differently. I think you're drone down this way? I'm not sure. Also with 11's build, he told me that to go gas then spawning pool, because you get your link speed just a bit faster. But maybe you get, you don't have to make an extra drone with this build, and instead you could get your links just a little bit faster. But I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. Because you're just behind in workers, and you don't get that safety as a benefit. You can't start your link speed as soon as the pool is done, because you went pool for and I'm not sure if that's a hotkey error, but that is ship weapons. We have ship weapons confirmed, everyone. Ship weapons without a Stargate. Whoa. Okay. Are we going Void Race, or are we just gonna let links through the door? Oh, we're doing Stargate? Okay. So I'm expecting double Stargate Void Ray. The Ling's getting in, seeing both the gases being taken, and the Stargate. This shows that well, it doesn't show a whole lot, but did Casimir play Matrix last time? I can't remember. This is an interesting game. He's not canceling ship weapons, and if it's Void Ray first, we're definitely going to confirm that the ship weapons was intentional. But we're not making anything from the Stargate. Okay. So I wonder which type of double Stargate Void Ray this is, or if it's a double Stargate Void Ray at all. What? I'm so confused right now. What is this? Okay, so it's double Stargate with a fast fleet beacon, and we're not even going to make a Void Ray first, so this can't be just for +2. Could this be Tempest? Could this be Tempest with no pre-harass? It is possible. I want to see what Casimir's seen. So he's seen a Stargate. He's seen that there's something researching in the cybernetics core. So it couldn't have just been Warpgate that's done, because Warpgate's not even done yet. So he's going for a Hydraliston, and we're going for 2 base carrier. This can never work. I don't think this could ever work. Like, it's so easy for Zerg to scout this. It's so easy for Zerg to scout that there's no warp gate here. So what else could it be? It could be robo units, but robo units without gateway units just kind of suck. And Stargate units, well, that's pretty easy to see. We're gonna see that there's carriers being built. So what does Casimir have to do except for to build anti-air? Matrix is going to stop building workers. No, he's not. So there is a plan to go for a 3rd base, and there's a plan to get shield upgrades. But these carriers are just gonna get repelled. There's nothing stopping the Hydralists from attacking the carriers. The carrier's just gonna go down and it's just gonna go to game 2. It must feel pretty miserable to have an attack like this just go nowhere. You're gonna lose all your interceptors. You're not gonna have a 3rd base in time. It's gonna be 2 minutes late, and you're just gonna have a counterattack. Can you do a counterattack like this? No, I don't think you can do a counterattack, but like you could just get your gases, build a spire. You could do anything from here, and there's not a whole lot Protoss can do. A Twilight's just started. +2 is just gonna finish with Warp Gate right after that. How long does a Warp Gate take? It takes a while. We're not even gonna use this forge except for cannons. I would think you would want to use like shield upgrades for it, since shield upgrades affect both buildings, air units, and ground units. So it's pretty useful. And shields regenerate, armor does not. So we are going to go for the shield upgrade right after I said it, so that's a great thing. I'm going to go open my Twitch. We're going to go for a Nidus, which I completely forgot to point out. I am a professional caster, I swear. Is there a whole lot that this Nidus can do? 19 Hydras versus 5 carriers? I'm pretty sure that's game ending. Is this game ending? That's a lot of carriers, but that's also a lot of Hydras and things. No? But there's +2, I guess. Oh god. Is that fed? I'm at a loss for words. I've never seen a game like this before in my life. Is this actually Matrix just like showing off for the stream? Oh my god, Warpgate gets denied at the last second. So that means there's no charge ups that's ease of access. And Matrix has just been just been stacking minerals, so he's gonna have zealots from slow gateways, and the next round of Hydras are going to come here. There's not a whole lot of ways Protoss can win. Protoss has the upgrade advantage, but what gives an upgrade advantage if you don't have any units to attack with them? You ever seen that before in your life? Speed charge lots with charge, being built from um, regular gateways that are not warp gates. 'Cause I sure haven't. That carrier's dead. No. Zerg can just do anything. Yeah, game 2. All the interceptors gonna die. And you should see GG pretty soon. All the workers are going down. Not a whole lot of ways to recover from this. Zerg would just need to move command into all the carriers in order to lose this game. Even then, that's not gonna happen. Dang. It's interesting how the Protoss is at 132 APM and how the Zerg is only at 200. What? Dyslexic conversation. Uh, 6 viewers right now. That's pretty cool. By the way, if you're not followed at this point, please do. I want to see just how many followers I can get so that I don't have to work. Let's go. Cause I don't know. I want to see if I can actually start making money off of Twitch. I'm gonna be the next big Twitch streamer. I'm gonna blow everyone away. I'm not gonna get a real job. Getting a real job is stupid. It's dumb. And people will work. Like that's the lazy way out. Like the real way out is doing something you enjoy. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, at the top corner here we have Casimir. Who's actually a very solid player, I think. At the bottom here, we have Matrix trying to show off last game, and that show offs don't get treats. They just get boos from the viewers. Is Matrix Polish? I think Matrix might be Polish. I can't remember what Matrix is actually from. There's this 3 workers on 1 mineral patch that upsets me so. It's like, shouldn't it be a big deal? And most players don't make a big deal, but I think it's a pretty big deal. Because when you have 3 workers on 1 patch, you have, you're missing out on basically 50 minerals per minute. And when you're missing out on 50 minerals per minute, you're missing out on a worker that you could have built. And when you could have built a worker, that means that the next minute, that could have been 100 minerals mined. Which means that you could have 2 workers. And it just adds up per minute. And all your timings get slower, little by little. This close patch, which you want to prioritize mining, doesn't get mined efficiently. You want to mine this close patch because you get to return minerals faster, and there's less downtime than if you're mining from this patch here. See how earlier that drone leaves? Which is why you want to mine close patches, but microing workers isn't that important compared to making decisions. StarCraft is both a decision-making game and a speed game, which is why there's such a big community surrounding it. Because it's not about teamwork, it's not about being communicative, it's about being able to make decisions in the heat of the moment. Anyway, Depth Chrono. I'm not sure if we're gonna see like a double adept chrono. Matrix hasn't done that throughout the series. Um, but it still could happen. Oh no, it's gonna be so an adept stalker chrono. Well, chrono on both. Um, that's interesting. Are we gonna see a Glaives build here? I think we might see a Glaives build. It looks like it. There's no Robo on the way. Because there hasn't been enough gas mining. No worker micro, unfortunately. Oh, that's a double worker. Okay, so this adept got value. Not too much value, but it got the scouting value of being able to see that drones were being produced. And it got the value of killing 2 workers on the side. I forgot to mention that Zerg is going for Baneling Blast. I'm not sure how to feel. There's no shield battery. And an adept is going to replace in the wall. Okay. This attack is just going to kill. The stalker's in the main. And there's no shield battery on time. The banelings are going to kill the adepts. And the other banelings are going to kill all the workers. Let's go to game 3. Not a whole lot left to talk about this game. We could hold, but these workers are going to go down now. We're just flinging around the rosy. Reinforcement lanes coming in. GG. Just GG. It's really sad. I wanted to see where the Glaives was gonna go. So now Zerg just needs one more map in order to win. But at least it's not a Zerg versus Zerg finals where you just have a Zerg win. You know what's really interesting? How Terran is just dominating at the higher level, and at the lower level is still the same. It's still Zergs and Protosses getting into the finals. And while still mostly Zergs. So the balance is still the same, but maybe the Terran players just got better? Maybe I might be doing I lost my train of thought just then. Wait, what was I gonna say? I forgot. I said something, and then I got off track because I chose the wrong map. Let's see who's in this chat right now. No, I don't get to see who's in chat right now. Dang, so sad. So in order to win, Matrix needs a reverse sweep, which is where your opponent is on match point, and then you yourself come back and win every single match left. It's a pretty big phenomenon. still gonna go for this weird hatchery with the extractor trick, which I thought was meant to be aggressive, but maybe it's just expand play. Usually the extractor trick is aggressive because you end up producing less workers and you spend money on creating extractors. So you need to get value for that damage, and because you get to have your technology just a tiny bit faster because you don't spend money on an overlord. You spend money on drones before making the overlord. You get to have faster lings and faster ling speed, but instead you turn it into macro play where you're down 3 workers against a Protoss. So in the end, I don't think it matters much. What does matter though is the fact that this mineral patch isn't being mined efficiently. Now it's getting mined efficiently, except for this 3-on-1 where... What? Oh my god. I shouldn't focus on this so much, but it just bothers me how these 2 mineral patches aren't getting mined with 2 workers instead of 1. I thought that was something that was taught in fundamentals while learning StarCraft, where you have 2 workers on 1 patch. I mean, that's the whole reason why it's 16 out of 16. It's not some random number, it's because there's 2 workers on 1 patch. Did you know that before Legacy of the Void, it used to be 24 workers per patch? Because they thought it was efficient to have 3 workers per patch, which is technically true. But the town time that's lost of mining with 3 workers on 1 patch is so little compared to what 1 worker mines at maximum efficiency that it's just more efficient to have 16 workers on 1 patch and those extra 8 workers mining on a completely new base. Also in Legacy of the Void, they had it changed to where each patch has less minerals. I forgot what the old number was, but it must have been like 3,000. We're going for Disruptor Drop, by the way, from Protoss. Magic's going for like the multi-style, pretty great to watch. I'm not sure how much that does for him on the ladder. Because on the ladder, you only play best of 1s all the time. So it's just better to have a single build and try to constantly improve that single build. I wonder how much he prepares for this turn. I wonder how much anybody prepares for this tournament. This Overlord is gonna die, and
our forces are under attack.
He's gonna be able to click on the Twilight Council, and he also gets to see this. So he knows that either Colossus or Disruptors are coming. Which, because there's a Twilight, there needs to be Colossus, so I think this is going to be more all-in, because Charge has to, like, dash into the enemy, and when it dashes into the enemy, there's almost no return from that point. Actually, a nice pick off from Surge, being able to deny scouting. Because what does Protoss know at this point? Protoss knows that there's a natural that has workers, and that there's a gas in spawning pool. Protoss is basically blind. Like, at this point, Zerg could have just skipped the 3rd base and gone for a straight up attack, which is what they went last time. Colossus range, so whoa. Very nice read. Very nice. I didn't even have the spire in my brain. Um, but apparently Zerg did. Because nothing from the robotics bay shoots up, and it's a 1/3 chance that it'll be blinked first. It's a good chance that Protoss will not be able to kind of counter mutas. This Protoss scout here is pretty important. So you see the spire right now. So you should battery up immediately and warp into stalkers. Yeah, yeah. Actually, very intelligent. Did he actually finish his charge? No, he never finished his charge. He canceled charge and then he canceled charge and then went for blink, which kind of cool. Originally, his plan was to have a sort of contained play where you make sure that the Zerg doesn't get value from a fourth base because the Colossus can shoot from such a long range. Zerg needs to keep going in and out, but that's not going to happen because mutas were the tech choice, and because you're building mutas, you can't really build your Ravagers, which is really important. We're going to see this engagement. We'll see how this goes. By the way, I forgot to do the scores. Yep, that's the score. Colossus is going to get gunned down, which means probably game over? Don't want to say it too quickly, but the first Colossus was an investment, and since that Colossus went down, ooh, actually, very good geometry right here. It's not over, no. Protoss and Zerg are at equal army supplies. Protoss is actually a little bit ahead and killing workers. So these workers can't get value now. Now Protoss technically does have a worker lead, but they still need to kill the secondary army if they want to continue on. He's actually just going to skip the third base. Does the Colossus go down? Colossus is getting targeted, but there's no room in it to pick from the warp prism. What's Protoss need to do right now? What would I do with this Protoss? Protoss can't engage the links. It's not able to fight this Ravager army because Stalkers don't do bonus damage against Ravagers, but they do bonus damage against Roaches. Does Protoss rebuild the Colossus and then go again? But wouldn't Disruptors be more value? Would the third base be more value? I don't know. This is supposed to be my technical matchup. But I haven't won versus Zerg in forever. The main base is going to run out in 2 minutes. There's already oversaturation going on there. Warping into the main is going to distract the army. Going to let him kill all these overlords, which is going to supply block him hugely. Protoss actually has the timing where if there are reinforcements, Protoss will just have more units than Zerg. This warp is getting abandoned. It's kind of sucky though. Like, just sucks for the Protoss. I don't know who's winning. I don't know who's winning. My gut tells me the Protoss is in a better spot, but somehow they're both on equal army supply. The Mutas is a bad call. That's a game. That's like building two mutas is one of the worst calls because he already knows that there's several stalkers that can just kill mutas. And because mutas are being built and not roaches or zerglings, um, Protoss has a easier time fighting this army. Protoss might have a just like overrunning type of army right now. The warp prism is gonna get sent inside. Um, it's gonna warp in stalkers instead of adepts. It's gonna draw the army away. Um, if Protoss instead went for the natural instead of the third phase, I think it would have been better. But the Roaches, the mutants are gonna get sniped. See, they don't help out in the battle at all. The Disruptor's gonna get a huge hit, and we're gonna get moving on into game 4. GG. So Protoss isn't absolutely underpowered. Um, they might be in replay. Let's see if they're in replay. Don't I have a? Why do I not have a party chat? Oh, I have party chat over here. Team Gosu. Very interesting all-in type games. The players might not want to be playing like full-on macro games, probably because Protoss just does well in the late game, and Protoss is just too flashy to want to play a long game. Was it Neo Humanity? I think it's Neo Humanity. Ah. Right, game 4. Uh, I have a slight feeling Zerg might cheese in this match. If Protoss can win in a match where nothing odd or weird is going on, I think Zerg might feel uncomfortable. But Ancient Cistern is the biggest map, so it's hardest to cheese there, because it just takes so long for the units to arrive. You might see like a Knight or a Muta cheese. Anyway, in the bottom here, playing with a blue Zerg, it's Casimir. In the top here, playing with our red Protoss, not biased in any way whatsoever, is Matrix. Let me fix the scores real quick. So it's no, Matrix is 1. I am kind of hoping for a Protoss victory here. Not because I'm biased or anything, But because I want to see a Protoss win in the most competitive bracket of this tournament. This wait, is this the most competitive? I'm going to check real quick. Most competitive meaning there's most players. Um, so there's there's 9 players here. And yeah, this is the most competitive bracket at this point. So we have a regular timing. No, this is regular for Casimir. As in, he's did the extractor trick again. It's oversaturated. Tiny bit. Gonna put those into gas. But you just like... It's a little bit too early to make lings with this build actually. Because the Adept won't come out for another 30 seconds, so you could have 2 more rounds of drones. Just like the lings are only there to deny the worker from scouting. The worker does get killed, and the scouting worker does actually cost something. It's not like a free thing. Yeah, we're gonna have the same map as last time. Actually, no, it's just a Stargate where there's no +1 attack. Sorry, just checking my phone. I'm gonna see if I can get more people to watch this. What the heck? And who else do I want to send this to? Send this to your friends. Follow. Make myself more popular. Please, I can't do it myself. Don't you want to see who wins? Does the Protoss overcome the evil Zerg? The Zerg is, of course, evil because Zerg wins every single tournament at lower leagues. It's all because Zerg cheeses, Zerg the dreadful cheesers. That I'm not biased in any way whatsoever. We're going for Twilight, so it might be delayed, like a delayed Glaze build. I don't see a 3rd gate, which is what you usually do. But we're actually going to get our Glaives this time, are we? I'm building a Stalker. You know that Zerg can't see what you're researching, right? I don't know. This, of course, doesn't really make any sense, I think. You just have a later natural, or a later 3rd base, where you could have just gotten an earlier 3rd base for the same cost. We're going for Hydras, a Hydra push against Blink Stalkers, which will be interesting. The Stalkers win when there's a shield battery, assuming equal supply. And the Hydras win anywhere else. On creep, on regular ground. Magic's just floating an insane amount. It's kind of natural. But actually, Hydras with Zerglings is actually powerful. This little nook and cranny is kind of cool. But not going to further help him. Um, in order to do Blink Stalker attack, uh, players have always told me that you need to be ahead, and right now Protoss hasn't made the 30 armory supply required to hold this push. We might have the evil Zerg succeed. The Hydras will be able to have extra damage, but the shield batteries with the overcharge is actually pretty important. The cannon's finishing up. God, Zerg is so imbalanced. Wait, no. I meant to say Protoss is imbalanced. Oh no. So right now, what should the Protoss do? Well, the Protoss should respect that no roaches have been made. Stalker's, of course, only really good against roaches. So like this Colossus being made is pretty cool. There's not enough army supply for disruptors to have their maximum value, and you kind of want to make disruptors from double robo. But as soon as this Colossus comes out, this push is basically held. That's actually a really nice hold. I would have just fallen apart here. Spire also being made because that worked so well last time. I don't know. I think the Spire is a waste. And drones being made. I like the drones. I don't like the drones this late. I was actually really gonna think that Zerg would have taken the map, but not enough commitment. Like commitment to the attack. Like all the army and stuff was on this side. If there was an attack on this side where the gas guys could have been taken out, some of the workers could have been misplaced over here, and just not try to trade out armor. That's not gonna work. I just went. Yeah, there's just a few lings that were lost that shouldn't have been lost. The Colossus. What was I gonna say about the Colossus? The Colossus was really good against lings. They're really good against Hydras. What they're not good against mutas. However, because there's stalkers with this Colossus, the mutas can't really get any good damage. There's currently 10 stalkers. It requires 2 mutas to take out a single stalker, if I remember the math correctly. And there needs to not be static defense in the way. This main is actually really exposed right now. I don't think it's thinking in mutas. This natural, it's kind of exposed, but only in the back here, which is where the mutas can attack. Oftentimes with mutas, if the army is chasing them, they can't fight. So what happens is the ground army tries to attack the main army. Like the Zerg ground army attacks the main army here, so the stalkers need to stay back, or else the non-anti-air need to have backup, or like a sort of core unit, which is where Protoss really struggles. They don't have a good cheap core unit. The Stalker's pretty tanky. It's not as tanky as a Zealot. There's only 20 health difference, but they get to have a ranged attack. They get to do decent damage against structures, against armored units. Is there too many mutas here? Is there too many mutas? Oh, there's too many mutas. There's no Archons right now. And the mutas have completely caught Matrix by surprise. The Colossus are going to die unless they're recalled. So they get recalled right now. And no Colossus have died yet. It's not bad. That one strike killing it. I forgot to look at the kill count, but it's probably something like 20. Actually, I want to see what's the kill count. 1725. 25 lings were killed by that Colossus. Ooh, I should actually have replay stats going on right now. Should I get replay stats? I think it's pretty cool. There's no gateway defense, so that the lings can just walk in target cannons. Archons are trying to be made, but mutas, because they're flying, don't have to clump together. That's actually a pretty bad trade for the mutas. A lot of mutas are going down for absolutely free. And roaches are getting made. It's a really weird way to go back to Stalker Storm Archon against Roach Ravager. It's like that was game 1, right? Or like the last series. And that was the exact composition, but we're going back to this composition. Not enough workers have died for this to really, the meta transition to really be worth it. What the metas did this game is complicate the battle over here. Disruptors being made. I don't hate it. What is a problem though, right now for Zerg, is the fact that there's only muta upgrades and no ground upgrades. These mutas, of course, cannot actually fight in battles just because how weak they are, and that's why getting the air upgrades with so little mutas isn't that great. If you're gonna get air upgrades, you're gonna have to build a lot of mutas, which is why Protoss is absolutely taking this fight. Again, I don't think it was over, but Zerg was pretty behind, and it's kind of frustrating. Alright, and game 5. So, Zerg grabbed the first 2 games, and now Protoss is looking for a complete reversal. And that reversal game is going to be here on Neo Humanity, the most interesting map of this map pool that we currently have. It's interesting because the natural has a golden, like a sort of golden wall, full of golden minerals that cannot be removed unless workers have mined it. And that golden wall leads to a third base, which usually you get the front third base right here, so you can plan around that. And there's also this middle here, full of rocks and this ramps, which makes battles really difficult, and Protoss is kind of favored on this map. It's a hard map to fight both sides, but the fact that Zerg has to clump up their armies when attacking, and Protoss has all the splash that can just area denial. It makes Protoss favored, which means that there could be a Protoss champion that comes after this, but Zerg made cheese. Zerg hasn't been cheesy at all in the series. There might be Zerg cheese. Protoss looks really strong on this map, and Zerg cheeses are basically the only way for Zerg to win. Here we go. I can finally make it to where both sides have two. And this is actually gets me really excited. Um, dang, I haven't seen a Protoss win a tournament in forever. Like both at amateur and but both as an amateur and at the pro level. The last time I've seen a Protoss win is DreamHack Atlanta in November. By the way, anyone planning to go to DreamHack Atlanta this year? Um, look at that. I predicted Zerg was gonna cheese on this map, and guess what? Zerg cheesed. This is of course a Ling Flood build. Um, no, wait. Is this Lings or Roaches? Can't you do both technically from here? Which one is better? I think for this map, um, it needs to be Lings, right? Yeah, yeah, I was right. No more gas mining? No. He was thinking about gas mining, but then the scout came in. So, as a follow-up, it was gonna be a baneling bus, but a baneling bus is just too easy to scout. And we're gonna double gateway, um, double gateway wall here. By the way, the gateway is supposed to be right here so that the units can pop out at the choke. But maybe the cybercore was no, the cybercore and gateway were built at the same time. Oh my god, it's gonna be a fucking drone pool. Oh shoot. So it's all or nothing. Zerg is tired. Um, Zerg wants to end this right now. Zerg is gonna walk through the wall, kill this zealot. Workers are gonna get pulled from the Protoss. The zealot goes down. There is no army. The Zergs can mineral walk to try to get us surrounded. Will Protoss actually hold here? Will Protoss be able to get their Adept in time? The Adept is out, so now extra damage can be done. And now Zerg has nothing. Ling speed only finishes up, but now Protoss has nothing but Lings. Does Protoss win here? There's gas mining in the base, but gas isn't useful here. 4 workers remain. The three workers are back here, making sure that there's a follow-up. The gateways will go down, and the Adept can't fight these Lings. Zerg wins this tournament after I hyped up the Protoss so much. That was a really fun series to cast. I liked casting. I think I'm gonna do this next week. Oh shoot. Will I be working next week? I don't know. Ooh, that was a lot. That was a lot, and I needed to do yard work.